Brilliant. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the third meeting this afternoon about ALTE. And we'll be talking about ALTE and its impact when it comes to courses and consultancies. So thank you for coming. There will be a short Q&A session towards the end if you have questions. As you can see on the screen, there is no PowerPoint during this session. We will be actually talking to one of our tutors and two ladies that we have that have actually done our courses and consultancies. So I have decided to do the session differently. We will be mostly focused on the human interaction and your experiences, and the kind of you will tell us your journey. So I just thought slides might be obsolete here because it will be interesting to get to know how you kind of took the courses. You also requested consultancies, so I would like you to share that. I'll sit next to Fabiana for the easiness of this. And maybe we can start by a short introduction. You can just tell us where you're from, what organization you represent, and what you do.
All right.
Yeah. Do you want to go?
Okay, I guess I go first. Hi, I'm Fabiana. I come from the little island of Malta. At least that's where our institution is based. We're DOMAX, a higher education institution in Malta, and we deliver ESOL international examinations.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, I'm Bert. I'm from the little country called Belgium. And I'm here because I'm an ALTE trainer or tutor, and I also do some consultancies for ALTE.
Okay. Hello, I'm Rita Marzoli. I come from Italy, from Rome, at Invalsi. Yeah, well. And I work for this public research institute, and we administer standardized tests to the schools, all the schools in the country.
Okay. Can you also tell us what courses you attended with us and what consultancies you requested?
Yes. So I've been in, I think, 3 ALTE courses, and it's been an amazing experience. 2 item writing courses. One was with Bert as well. It was great. They were online. And then one of the courses was a pre-session course in Istanbul.
Pre-conference. Mm-hmm.
Yes, pre-conference course with Jane Lloyd. I think it was about validity. Mm-hmm. And we have had a consultancy. And we are currently
undergoing one.
Undergoing another consultancy. And I guess I'll tell you about that in a few minutes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Rita?
We also had, with Bert, of course, item writing, both, so advanced and introductory course, standard setting with Jane Lloyd, and also another one with CBT assessment, so computer-based. It was the same, yeah. Mm-hmm. And another one with Annie. Probably, yes, also with item writing, advanced, yes. Well, advanced. We took a lot.
But this one actually was face-to-face. That was in Rome, I remember. The advanced
that one in Rome was with Anthony Green, mm-hmm. with Tony, and Jane Lloyd. Yeah. Yes, it was item writing.
Advanced, yeah.
Yeah, and with Annie, it was online.
Mm-hmm. So, how did you come about to requesting the consultancies?
I get to go first?
Yeah, you can go, yeah.
Okay. Well, first of all, coming to the conferences has always been inspiring. And there's always a lot of food for thought. And food as well. Yeah, thanks. And I think just when, as a delegate for my institution, I go back home and we sit down and we have meetings about what's going on and what's new and what there is to think about and what we can improve. And I think just by sharing the insights from the ALTE conferences with my team and also with the board of directors, we just came to a conclusion that it would be a great opportunity for us to improve a lot of our practices and to, let's say in our first consultancy, for example, carry out a gap analysis of our of our specifications and handbooks, to get that external overview of what we cannot see anymore because we know who we are and what we do, and sometimes you're just not objective anymore. It's like when you're writing an exam and you review it yourself, there's just things you don't see anymore. Yeah.
Okay. And Rita, how was that for you?
Yeah, for us it was mainly to strengthen the competency of the EFL assessment team at Invalsi. So we wanted to centralize the competence of the team because we also work with external experts, linguistics experts, and also teachers. But we wanted to bring inside the Invalsi, the power. So, and the only way was to go through professional development and open also with associations like ALTE, for example, because you connect with people and with other institutions that deal with the same things you do, and I think that's very important.
So I gather you didn't really need to convince your directors or your bosses to invest in the courses or the consultancies?
No, not in my case, not really. I mean, even though we're a private institution, a small private institution, the board has always been on board. So.
Yeah, for us, well, we are a public institution, but they were very happy, actually. So no, it was not. There was nothing controversial. It was
we're
quite
just
smooth.
really convincing you and I.
Yeah, probably.
It might be the case. So basically, when an institution, right, or representative from an institution comes to ALTE Services Unit and requests a consultancy, I try to find out what the topic would be, what is it that they're looking for, and then I contact the consultants. And we have a pool of consultants that we're working with. Today I have Bert only on stage, but there are others even in this room that have been providing the consultancy on behalf of ALTE. And then we have an initial meeting where you get to know one another and you start talking about the needs, what the needs are. And I wanted to ask Bert now, when you first prepare for such a meeting and then after such a meeting, what is the process? If you can shed a little bit of light on this.
The first thing I ask myself is this within my competencies? Do I really have the knowledge and the skills to do this consultancy? Which is maybe, yeah, we have had edge cases, I would say, that people ask you things that in general you know about, but I can give an example. I think one of the specific consultancies we did was for language tests with children. Now, I must admit, I'm not a specialist in, say, on language assessments for children, and it was digital language assessments for children, and that really changes things in terms of using less text and using more media, etc. So it was a challenge. So that's my first question only for myself, and then we discussed that together. And then, as you said, we really need to meet the customer, because only then you fully understand what the real questions are and what the real needs are. And sometimes there is quite some difference between what you first briefed me about and then what the meeting with the customer has as a result for the content of the consultancy. And I think the next step is, of course, only when there is a go, then we try to define how long, which will be the format that we are going to use. So that discussion is then next. But that already is very concrete then, and then I think we're almost there.
Almost there.
Yeah.
And is there something that's happening at your end, so at the organizational end, when you prepare for such a consultancy? What happens? So you got the materials, you got the people, you need to brief the team. What happens?
I mean, for the consultancy, you mean? Because we didn't have a consultancy, you know, a tailor-made consultancy.
but
We
you had
just
the-
did training courses. And next step, you know, it's just next level for us to arrive to a consultancy for us, especially in item writing.
Can I maybe just add on that? There is a big difference between following a course and doing a consultancy, and the biggest difference for me is that most of the time the consultancies are with the bigger teams, with the full teams preferably, with more people, and that has a completely different impact on what you do, because with teams you have the different roles available. I come there with my part and you discuss, and then in quite some consultancies I bring on a topic and we discuss it, and then they start talking amongst each other, and I'm sitting there on the side because the whole team explodes with ideas, and that's really what you want probably. So that's the biggest difference between a course, following a course with one or two participants from one institution, and doing a consultancy. I have a small preference for the consultancies because that seeing popping up all those ideas and questions, and then also questions about the strategy for the team, etc. That's really interesting.
That's the added value that we don't really discuss, or you don't really think maybe about before you start, right? Or when you request such a consultancy.
Yeah, and when you follow a course, probably when you go back, I hope, after a course, you have to brief your team, inform your team, and then have your discussion in your team, but we're not there anymore. While with the consultancy, we're still there, and we hear and listen, and we can add, and it's another dynamic.
Yeah. Fabiana, you are now in the midst of
Yes.
receiving consultancy.
Yes.
How does this go, and how does it feel for you and for the team?
Yes. So the consultancy that we're currently undergoing is a standard setting consultancy. And I mean, I just can't thank you and Jane enough, because it's up to now it's been a very enriching experience. It was very scary at first. I'll be honest. It was really scary, and myself and the team, we just felt a little overwhelmed, because it's something that we weren't really trained to do. But said that, now that we are approaching the end of the consultancy, I can say that with the team, we've been discussing so many improvements. There's so many things that we need to improve, so many things we need to change, so much amazing feedback that we got from Jane, from the panel that we're doing the standard setting with. And it just, the great thing I think about the consultancies in general, and including the standard setting one, is that you don't just get feedback and support, but then you internalize and operationalize everything that you're going through. So for our team, the consultancy isn't just a one-off feedback session. It's receiving the input, internalizing it, operationalizing it, and just making sure that you're changing your mindset and the workflow together.
Well, and that's the aim, right?
Yeah.
You request a consultancy in order to change and improve and develop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something I told you the other day was, oh my gosh, when I first started, I felt like a little kid that, when you say, oh, how are you going to teach your kid how to swim? Just throw them off a boat and see if they can swim. And I kind of felt like that, but in a good way, because I think that was the only way that we could have really done this so quickly, because I also have to say the flexibility and the support that we're getting is amazing, because sometimes you ask for a consultancy and you have your deadlines and you have internal things that you need to go by.
But I think you also felt relatively safe asking for help if the water was too deep, for example, right?
Yes.
And then maybe you did have that feeling of I can always go and ask.
Yes, I think one of the amazing things, and Rita also said that, of being a member of ALTE, is that you're actually in a safe place where you can talk to people about anything. I mean, there's nobody else I can talk to about assessment. You know, I'm not gonna. You know,
Not in this way.
No, not in this way. And you know, sometimes when you're back in your office with your team, you feel like, oh my gosh, we have so many problems. Oh, what's wrong with us? And we're the only people. Then you talk to other people, and you're like, oh, but wait, we all kind of have the same issues, or the same needs, or the same expectations. And it's wonderful that we can come to you as ALTE Services Unit and to the consultants. And yeah, we feel safe.
Okay.
Safe.
I'm very glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that.
No.
Well, if I can add, even we as consultants feel that the customers are at ease because they're from ALTE and they know what we're talking about. They understand. They have experience. So that I've been to consultancies where people really say that. Well, the other consultant was a very good consultant, but was not a language assessment experienced consultant, which sometimes may be good as well. But to be within that network of ALTE apparently is an added value.
Yeah. Okay, definitely. Maybe something that we don't really think
No,
about every day,
we forget,
right? Because we are just part of ALTE, we are ALTE, right? And everyone speaks. Maybe let's not bleed assessment, but let's just talk about and live and breathe assessment. But this is definitely another added value. What are your plans now? Are you thinking of? I know that you are doing standard setting, but is there anything that you think in the future, like, oh, I would like to do this, maybe I would like to go on that course, or I would like to request that consultancy? Maybe Rita, because I think
we were just talking with my colleagues. We would like to have a consultancy on item writing with artificial intelligence, of course. So something for us, so not only courses, and but something built for us, with us. Yeah, okay.
I think the request is just the right inbox. Okay, great. Yeah, I think it's, quite a few organizations actually see the need
our goal
for it now, and Bert here is nodding because this is out now, quite a hot topic that's not going to disappear probably anytime soon.
Including what we discussed earlier about the strategy for an institution to work with AI. There are so many questions that need to be solved on the institution's level, and not within the specific team that does the item writing, for instance. So that's something that we need to work on as well.
That's right.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Fabiana, do you have any consultancy or training dreams?
Well, one consultancy leads to another, like a bag of potato chips. You just can't stop eating them.
Consultancy leads to another.
Yeah, it's well, with every consultancy or every course, you just get more food for thought. And I think if you're in an institution that's thriving for improvement, you're just always trying to keep up to pace with innovation and trying to improve your practices. So. Yes, I mean, do you want me to give all my ideas away now?
No need. But I'm glad to hear that that you are seeing it in such a way, because sometimes people just see it. Oh, we just do this, and that'll be it. That'll be just the peak of what we can do. But actually, it's one thing leads to the other, and the world is fast changing, and so is language assessment. Not only in terms of AI, but also all the new developments. Course, and if you've been here before, you will know how many people work really hard to kind of keep that language assessment at a certain level. So yes, definitely. And as Bert said, there is also the need for organizations to actually put the standard there in, right? And maybe because AI is quite a new topic, it's still something that is being learned. Okay. Do we? Oh yes, the time has come for some Q&A. If there are any questions, if you would like to ask any questions. If not, you can always, just find us on the corridors. I just wanted to say, because you were saying about coming to the conference and just getting inspired, and it's also very inspiring, at least for me, when I talk to people and I see what they need, what they struggle with, right? What they would like to improve, where they see the need, improvement, right? And one consultancy led me and Bert to now develop another consultancy service. So it's like bags of potato chips, right? or a machine that actually fills itself, because it is a developing subject. There are developing topics, and it's the quality that we strive for. We are here because we strive for quality in language assessment. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't see questions. Any questions? No questions? So yes, there weren't any slides at this session. There also weren't any slides at the Meet the Tutors session this morning. But can I just say that you're more than welcome to go to the website and just read about the courses and other services that we offer. And I know there's a question here from Vali. Did you have a question? Yes, I think there's a microphone coming.
Thank you very much for your wonderful testimonials about the services you get. So if I look at I'm going through the QMark perspective and reflecting that will ask my question. So did you have, when you passed, through different processes, when you pass, you might be an organization that does only assessment, you can do other assessment as well. Did you have a situation where what you learned from the language assessment as a good practice transferred to other assessments that you do within the institution, that you could say it impacted more than you expected? And I'm asking it from the standpoint where when we look at an assessment, and a language assessment, it's a product. So we have a product audit, and there's a process audit. The process audit would be an institutional one. So I'm kind of questioning whether the product audit helped the institutional process to maintain the sustainability of a good practice.
I think maybe that's something, Rita, for you.
You do more than language.
Yes, but we didn't go through the QMark, and we don't have the QMark,
Yet.
of course, because we administer English as a foreign language. So we cannot have the QMark for this reason, and I don't know. We were talking about this problem because we wanted to go through the QMark process, but we develop tests for Italian literacy, so mother tongue, first language, and mathematics, and English as a foreign language. So to go back to your question, if all these trainings maybe have affected other department of our institution, I don't know, maybe a side department, psychometric department, but our department are quite prepared. Okay, so I work in the item writing team in particular, and the team is always aligned. So the courses were done for everyone. So it was not that I did the courses and then I referred to my colleagues. So we were all on the same page. So I cannot answer actually your question because our institution is quite big from this point of view, and every department, so statistics department, psychometric department, item writing department, have strong, are quite robust, I say. That's why I wanted to go through the QMark, because it was challenging for us, but maybe, I don't know, sooner or later.
Sooner or later, yes, yes. Okay, well, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Most of the courses and consultancies I have done was for language testers. Mm-hmm. But as I just said before, very often questions are raised that go beyond language testing. If you go on and talk about strategy decisions, let me give you a very simple example. In one institution that we went, they were allowed to use Copilot as the only large language model. But in the course, I teach them the differences between the different models, and we test them. And you could clearly see that there was, it would be a very good idea to use other language models. So that question needs to be taken to the higher level, to a strategy decision, and that will influence the other departments if there are. So very clearly, yes, there is an influence and a transfer from what we do in those sessions to other levels, yes.
I have been given very clear sign to stop. But if you would like to continue the conversation, I think there's a coffee break now. So please come and find us. And thank you very much for being here, and enjoy the rest of the conference. And thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Panelists.
ALTE
Thank you.
Services Unit. Thank you.
Thank you.